Hi everyone, it's Dawn Marie with Custom Comfy Crochet, and today we are making our trick or treat bag, and it's going to be Mike from Monsters Inc. If you're on Facebook, then you see the picture below, or if you're on YouTube, then you'll see it as the thumbnail. At any rate, I just want to remind you today that we have 44 subscribers on YouTube. Woohoo! I know that's like not very many, but for me it's a big deal. And when they say that reaching 100 is the hardest, that is so true. So, well, anyways, for me, maybe not for everyone, but I'm really excited. Because when we reach 50, we're doing this giveaway. Remember, in the giveaway, you get the rainbow bright scarf, you get a variegated skein of yarn, and you get a candy apple red crochet hook in the size of 5 or H. So you'll get all those things if you enter the giveaway. And to enter the giveaway, all you have to do is like, comment, and subscribe. And put in the comments that you've done all three. You can do that on YouTube or Facebook, and you're automatically entered into the giveaway. I will need to say, though, that if you're on YouTube or Facebook and you are private, it is very important that you leave a name or you let me know how to get in touch with you, because it's very hard at times to do that. Also, you'll have 10 days to answer the giveaway. Once I message you or find a way to get in touch with you, you'll have 10 days to accept the reward. And then yay, so that's great. So let's go on with the materials that we're going to need today. Today we are using a size 5mm hook or an H. So you're going to need that. You're going to need scissors. You're going to need a darning needle. You're going to need push pins. You're going to need a little bit of stuffing. Remember, if you've watched any of my other videos where I've used stuffing, you can find them in old. If you don't have any, first of all, you could use yarn as stuffing. If you have that extra yarn, you can use it. You can also use old pillows, old stuffed animals, as long as they're not feather. Whatever you can find around the house, you can use. You could even use a plastic bag if you're really into repurposing. So whatever you want to use to do that is fine. You're going to need some kind of green yarn, whichever you want to use. That's going to be our main color for our bag. You're going to need some black yarn. You're going to need some blue yarn. And you're going to need some white yarn. Okay? So that's what you're going to need today. And let's go ahead and get started for the base for our trick or treat bag. Okay? So the first thing you're going to do is make a slip knot. And you're going to chain 41. Now, this bag, the size of this bag, all depends on how many chains you do to begin with. You can do more, you could do more, you could do less, you can do whatever you want to do. But to make this bag smaller or bigger would depend on how many chains that you make in the beginning. So I'm doing 41, so let's say you wanted to make it bigger, you could go to 51. Make sure that you always have that extra one though. You could go to 60 and try to make it in multiples of 10. Okay, so let's go ahead and chain 41. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, and 41. 41 chains. And that's the base for your bag. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to turn and you're going to go into this stitch right here. Not into the one where the loop's going out, but right into this next one right here, and you're going to do a half double crochet. Now to do a half double crochet, you simply pull the yarn around your hook, go through your chain, pull up your yarn, and go through all three, just like that. And then you're going to do that again, half double crochet, and again, half double crochet, and again, half double crochet. And that's what you're going to do all the way down. You're going to do half double crochets till you get to the end. And I'm going to do this row with you and crochet along with me. Just going to go all the way down with our half double crochets. And I hope everyone is having a great Saturday. We can all see what I do on Saturdays. Crochet. Sometimes I paint too. Okay, so and this whole project is mainly done with half double crochets. So you could use really any that you wanted to, and you could follow the same pattern if you wanted to use single crochets or double crochets, make it your own. That's absolutely fine, but I just love half double crochets. I love the way that they look. And it's faster than a single crochet. So yeah, just half double crochets all the way down our chain of 41. You should end up with 40 half double crochets at the end of this row. Remember though, don't be a counter, because sometimes it messes us up when we count, although I know that there are some times when we have to count. We have no way around it. And if you do feel better counting, go ahead and do it. But yeah, you should have 40, because remember we did 41 and then we didn't do that. We turned our work. So there should be 40. So we're just moseying along here. Going into each chain across. And this is a very simple bag to do. If you're new to you've made a bag, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, it is so easy to make any kind of bag. And you could use this to make purses. I mean, anything you wanted to. You could use this simple pattern for. You could even make bags to go grocery shopping with if you like to not use those plastic bags and you want to be eco-friendly. You could definitely use this to make some of those. Okay, so my camera's not big enough here, but there's our 41 in our half double crochets. And so now I'm just going to show you how to turn your work. So now you're going to chain 2, 1, 2. You're going to turn your work, and you're going to go into this first half double crochet right there. And that is the rule of half double crochet. You're not skipping anything. You're going into that first one there. Sorry, I'm looking in my camera instead of looking where I should be. And then you just keep doing that all along. Oops, I missed one. Just going all the way across again with your half double crochets. Just all the way across. Okay, and that's what it looks like. I'm going to do a few more half double crochets with you going down into our next row. So just kind of crocheting along here, and that's what it looks like. Okay, so that's our second row. You need 24 rows of half double crochets. Okay, once you finish 24, okay, then you finish the base. Okay, so now we're going to do a little bit of magic. Okay, so let's pretend we've done our 24 rows. All right. And this is what it would look like. And actually, as you're crocheting, it would be long ways like this. I'm going to pull my camera back so you can see. But this is what it would look like when you're done after you do your 24 rows. Your sides are going to look a tiny bit bumpy There may be one side that looks better than the other. If you have a little nick or something on it, that's okay because we're going to turn this inside out, okay? But okay, let's say you just finished your 24 rows of half double crochet, okay? So now what we're going to do is we're right here at the top and we've just finished, okay? We're not going to cut off. We're going to turn our bag this way, okay? And we're going to chain up 1. Because now we're going to do single crochets all the way across the top of this. Now, if you can see, this is not really clear on where you're going to do your single crochets, if you can see like that. But what you're going to do is you're going to try to get, let's see here. I wrote down my pattern here, 34. You're going to try to get 34 single crochets all the way across. So just kind of count as you go, try to hit as many as you can. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So I chained 1 and I'm going to go right into this first opening I can find. And I'm going to do a single crochet. And then I'm going to go to my next. And I'm just going to go along like that, trying to keep it even here. So that's 3 and 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Remember, our goal is 34, so now we're on 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. And so now I need 4 more. So I know I need to somehow get 4 single crochets around this edge. So I'm just going to try to go into 31, 32, 33, and 34 into this last one. I want to make sure I get that last one there, okay? So now I've done 34 single crochets all along the top of my bag here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain 1, okay? And then I'm going to turn my work again, okay? And this time I'm going to single crochet, and now that we've got our base of single crochets, it's going to make it a lot easier. Now I'm going to single crochet 10 across. So I'm going to go right into this first single crochet here, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so now I've done 10 single crochets on top of my other single crochets. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain up 25. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. Okay, and this is going to make our handle for our bag. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to half double crochet all the way down. Okay, we're going to go right into this next loop here, and we're going to half double crochet all the way down this chain of 25. Okay, and this is going to make our handle. Here I am playing on count. Here I am playing on count, and you actually definitely need to count for these that we've been doing. But I just meant for the main bag itself. Don't get all frustrated, is I guess my point. So, but yeah. So we're just doing half double crochets all the way down to create our handle. And just so you know, Halloween is only like, what, 10 days away or something like that. This is a really easy bag to do if you wanted to make it for your kids. I wish I crocheted when my kids are little, because I would have probably made a ton of these. But I was too busy to crochet. I actually knew how to crochet then, but just too much on the 3 little babies, all toddlers. So, but anyway. But yeah, that was my whole point. They're really quick to do. So I know that you could do one of these up in a day, easy. If you're a beginner crocheter, it may take, maybe 2 days or so, but no big deal. Okay, so we did all of our half double crochets into that chain. And so when we get down to the end here, this is what it's going to look like. And we're going to do a slip stitch right into the base here of where we started. Our first half double crochet. So we're going to slip stitch into there, okay, just like that. And now we're going to chain 14, we're going to single crochet 14 across. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I love it when that happens. These little things get caught in there. We were on 7. So 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, I'm doing half double crochets. I don't know what in the world. I did half double crochets so much that I just decided I was just going to keep doing them. Hello. So glad I saw that. I'm sure whoever's watching is going, excuse me. Okay, so like I said, we're going to go right into our next single crochet from before, and we're going to single crochet 14 across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Yay, we did it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to bring this loop around just like this. Okay, just like this. And we're going to go right into the bottom here of our little handle. We're just going to pull our yarn through just like this. It's a little hard to catch on there. And we're just going to slip stitch right in to that handle right there. Okay, and then we're going to go right into our next space, and we're going to do 10 single crochets, which if we counted correctly should be 10 right across. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 right here. Okay, and so that's what it should look like. There's your bag. Kind of black and a little so you can see what we've got here. Okay, so there's the base of that. So what you need to do is you need to do 2 of these. Okay, you need to do 2 mirror images of these. So what did we do? We chained 41, then we did 24 rows of half double crochets, and then I showed you how to make the handle. Okay, so magic, voila, I've got another one here. And what you're going to do is you're going to lay this right on top, just like this. You're going to line it up where it matches each side. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a really long piece right here. So I'm going to leave, I don't know, maybe about, let's say 54. Okay, and I'm just going to pull that through because we're going to use that to sew our bag together, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Okay, so we've got 2 sides exactly the same. We've placed them right on top of each other. If you have any kind of little, like I said, if you have any kind of little bump or niche that you don't like, make sure that it's pointing out this way, because when we get done sewing all the way around here, we're going to turn it inside out. Okay, so let me show you how to sew this bag together. So you're just going to take your darning needle, you're going to take that huge piece that we have left, and we're going to line up our sides just like that. And we're simply going to go through just the back loop and the front loop on each one. Okay? We're going to do that all the way around, all the way down the sides, the bottom, and the other side. We're obviously going to leave this open, okay? Because that's how you get in your bag. So we're just going to catch this just like that. Really, it doesn't have to be exact because you are going to be turning this inside out. But that's what you do. You're just sewing this in as you go along. And I'm not going to do the entire bag because that would take forever. But I am going to do some with you so you can see. But basically, when you get done doing this side, the bottom, and then this side all the way up to the top, you would knot off, and then you would sew in your ends, and then you would turn it inside out. Okay? But that's what you're doing. You're just going along, catching each stitch as you go. And this should be enough to go all the way around the bag. But if it's not, just cut you off some more yarn and use that to go along. Okay? Or if you forgot, which I've done many times and did not leave any at all to sew around, then you can just cut off some yarn of the same color. Obviously, you want to use the same color and then go all the way around. Okay, so that's what you're going to do for that. And then you would just flip it over, but yours would be all done. And then that's what it would look like. I think it looks really good. It's not kind of seamless. I guess you can kind of see a seam a little bit, but not too bad. And that's what it'll look all the way around. Okay, so yay, that is what your bag would look like. And it's really cute. Okay, And like I said, you could use these for anything, but this is just a trick-or-treat bag. Okay, so now on to how to make this big, beautiful eye. Now, for the pictures, I made my eye too big. So I'm going to make it a little smaller for you guys. Now, the middle of the eye is black, and I'm so sorry, guys. Black is hard to see. I'm going to turn on my little light and see if it helps at all. Well, my light's not working. Huh, okay. Okay, so anyways, that's okay. So we're going to do a slip knot, okay? And we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then you're going to do a slip stitch into the first chain from the hook. And again, I'm sorry that this is black. I'm trying to give you instructions as I go. I know it's really hard to see. Oh, my husband found the light. He's the savior. Okay, so this might be a little easier to see. Okay. So, I'm going to try to. Okay, so you chained 4, you slip stitched it together, and now we're going to chain up 3. 1, 2, no, I'm sorry. You're going to chain up 2. Sorry, looking at my pattern there. And you're going to do 9 half double crochets after chaining that 2, which would be a total of 10, into your center. So that's 2, because I'm going to count the first one, the chain of 2. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. And 6. And 7. And 8. And 9. And 10. Okay. So we've got 10 half double crochets, and we're going to pull it a little bit, and then we're going to slip stitch. And again, you can't, it's hard to see, but you're going to slip stitch right into that first chain of 2, and then you've got the center of your eye. Okay. Now what I'm going to do for each color change is I'm just going to cut off and knot off. Okay, as we go along. So I'm just going to do that just like that. And I'll know that I need to come right back in there for my color change, okay? So the next color we're going to use is our blue to make the color of the eye. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go straight into where we just did our slip stitch, okay? We're going to bring in our color. We're going to chain up. Well, what I do, and not everyone does this, but when I bring in my color and I've slip knotted it right there onto my thing, I'm still going to chain up too. Some people don't do that, but that really just doesn't look like a stitch to me. So that's just what I do, but you do what you want to do. And then I'm going to do a half double crochet right into that same spot. So essentially we have 2 half double crochets into that space right there. So 9, 10. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 half double crochets into our next space and 2 half double crochets into the next one and 2 into the next, and we're just going to do that all the way around for a count of 20 half double crochets all the way around. So we're just doing 2 in each one for a count of 20. Okay, so let's see how many we've got so far. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So we're in our last two, 19 and 20. And then you're going to slip stitch into that first chain of that chain of 2 that we did in the very beginning. Sometimes it can be hard to get into. Just like that. And then again, because we're fixing to change colors again, we're just going to cut off. Scissors did not want to cut that off. And just pull through because we're changing colors again. Okay. And now I'm going to bring in my green. I'm going to go right back into the place that we just slip stitched into. I'm going to pull in my yarn, pull it in tight. I'm going to chain up 2, 1 and 2. I'm going to do a half double crochet right back into that same space. And then for the next one, I'm just going to do 1 half double crochet. And then the next one, I'm going to do 2 half double crochets. And the next one, 1 half double crochet. And the next 2 half double crochets. And you're going to do that sequence all the way around. 1 and 2, 1 and 2. It is our crochet exercises. So the next one, 2 and 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and at the end of this one, I believe you should have 30 if my math is correct. Pretty sure you should have. Pretty sure this one should have 30. And I'm using some of my scrap yarn, so as you can see, there's a little bump there, but I can pull that through later and make it look just fine. So again, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, all the way around. Okay, and we're going to do our last one is in this last space right here, our last half double crochet of 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and then we're going to slip stitch right in the top of that first chain of 2. Okay, then again we're going to cut off. Sorry about all these scragglers here, and then we're just going to knot off. Okay, and now we're moving on to our white yarn. So now we're just going to go straight up through where we did a slip stitch. We're going to bring our new color in, and we're going to chain up 2, 1 and 2, and we're going to half double crochet right into that same spot again. We're going to do that for every round. Okay. And we're going to change up our sequence a little bit now. Now we're going to do 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. So we did our 2 half double crochet. We're going to go into the next one and do 1 half double crochet, into the next 1 half double crochet, and in the next 2. And we're going to do that all the way around. So again, 1, 1, and 2 half double crochets all the way around. One, 1, and 2. And for this one, you should have a count of 40. Now for the original one in the picture, I really felt like, and I told you this earlier, that I made the eye too big. So I'm going to make it a little smaller, but I'm still going to tell you how to make it that big if you like it that big. I just didn't care for it. So anyways, along with this, 1, 1, and 2. And I'm going to show you a great trick for all these scragglers in the back that we're leaving. We're actually not going to have to sew them in, which is just so fun. So just 1, 1, and 2 all the way around. And we're on our last 2 half double crochets. Well, 1 in each, excuse me. So just go into this next one. And in this one. Okay, and then we're going to slip stitch into the top of that chain of 2, and this time we don't have to cut off because we're done with our color change, but we are going to do one more increase round for our eye. Okay, before I had done after this one I had done 2 more, but I'm just going to do 1 more increase. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to again chain up 2, we're going to go right into that same space, do another half double crochet, but then we're going to go into our next one. We're going to do 1 half double, go into the next, another half double, into the next, and into the next, another half double. So that's 2 and 3, 2 and 3. So you're doing 2 half double crochets and then 2 in one space and then 3 separate half double crochets. So in our next one, and do 2 and then 3 in a row. And this is very similar to how that you make a beanie. Just making sure I'm doing this right. 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, and then 1, 2, and 3. Two in the next. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, that's what it looks like as you're going around. And 1, 2, and 3. And this will be our last row of increase. Unless you want to make your eye as big as it was on my bag, which in that case, then you would need to do another row of increases. But you're going to do this all the way around. 2 and 3, 2 and 3. And if you want to make it bigger, then the next one would be 2 and 4, 2 and 4, all the way around. But I'm not going to do that. But you can if you want to. Okay, so we're right here, and see somewhere along the way, I think I've messed up running my mouth because now I've got 3 left here, But because as we all know, I'm not that big on counting, I'm just going to do the way I want to do it. So knowing that there should be an extra one in there somewhere, I'm going to put it right there, and then I'm going to end with my 3. But yeah, you should have 3 as you end, okay? And then you're going to slip stitch into the very top of the chain of 2 that we did, okay? And that's what it should look like, just like that. Now we're going to cut off our yarn. We're going to buffer a little bit. We're going to pull it through, and look at there, we've got our eye, okay? But I want you to leave this right here because we're going to use this to make our eyelid for this monster, for Mike's eyeball. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go right in, because I think that this is about the halfway mark for our eye, okay? So this is where we're going to start to make our eyelid, just like this, okay? So we're going to go right into that space where we left that. We're going to pull in our new color. Okay, we're going to chain up 2, 1 and 2, and for our next space we're going to half double crochet decrease. Okay, so we're going to go right into here, we're going to pull up our yarn, go through 2, go into the next, go through 2, and then go through all 3. Okay, then we're going to go into our next one and do a half double crochet, and then into the next we're going to do a half double crochet decrease again. We're going to go through 2, go in again, bring it up, go through 2, and go through the 3 on our hook. Then again we're going to do a half double crochet, and then in the next we're going to do a half double crochet decrease. Just like that. Oops. Let me start over. So I'm going to go right into here, go through 2, but don't go through the other. Go in, pull up, go through 2, and then go through all 3. Okay, then go to our next space and do a half double crochet, and then into our next space we're going to do another decrease. Okay, and we're going to go all the way around until we reach the middle, and that is a total of 24, but this is something that I really just kind of eyeballed until I felt that it looked eyeballed, and we're making an eyeball, ha 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 ha, until I felt like it looked correct. So you can make that as you see fit, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to do 24. So, but yeah, so we go into our next one, we do a half double crochet, then do a half double crochet decrease into the next one. Okay, I'm going to do that a little bit slower next time. So in the next one, half double crochet, the next one a half double crochet decrease. So we're going to go in, do half double crochet decrease. We're going to go around our hook, go through the hole, bring it up. You've got 3. You're going to go through the first 2, and you're going to go back again. Then the next one, first 2, and that leaves 3 on the hook. Okay, so we're just, then we're going to do another one half double crochet in the next. And the next we're going to do a half double crochet decrease. Okay, and as you can see, it's kind of flipping. That's exactly what you want it to do. Another thing that you can do to make this easier is you can fold your eye in half and see if you've lined up with them right there. And it looks like that I have. So we're going to leave that just like that, and I'm going to count again and make sure that I told you correctly. I think I told you too many, so let's count and see how many you need to go through. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 22. So you're going to work 22, okay? Work through 22. And that's what it should look like, and it'll turn just a little bit, and that's exactly what you want it to do because we're wanting to make an eyelid. So, okay, so now we're going to chain up 2, 1 and 2, and you're going to turn your work, and you're going to go only through the back loop to do a half double crochet, okay? We're only working in this back loop of your previous round. You're going to pull it up and go through all 3 for a half double crochet. So again, we're just working in this back loop. So if we're looking at the top of this, we're just going in the back, just like that. And it can be a little hard to find. Just don't give up, because this is what's going to make this look like an eyelid. Okay, so just going along, only going through these back loops of our previous round. Okay, so just all the way down, only through our back loops. And this one especially is kind of hard to see there at the very end. I'm going to try to find it. Okay, so just through the back loop. And this is what it looks like. Okay. So now we're going to turn our work. So now we're going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and we're going to turn our work. And now we're going to work only in the front loops. So we're going to go right into the front here. We're going to do a half double crochet only in the front, just like this, all the way across. Only in the front. Okay. And you'll see when we get it positioned into place how it's going to look. Okay, so just go right across, like going through that front loop to do a half double crochet. And this time it'll be a little easier to find them all because we had those decreases in that first round. Okay. So just working along here. I just went into our last one. Okay. As you can see, this is what it starts looking like. Okay, you can fold it in and it starts to go over the eye, and that's why we do it just like the way that we just did it. We start off with our decreases and do the half double crochets to make the eyelid appear that it's going over the eye. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to chain 2 again, turn your work, and just do normal half double crochets all the way down, going through both loops. Okay, so now we're not worried about going through the front or the back. We're just giving a little bit more height to this eyelid. So we're just going all the way down doing half double crochets. Okay, just like this. Now, if you decided to make your eyeball bigger, like the one that I have in the picture, you will start off with a few more chains in the beginning as you're going around your eye. Okay, so now we're going to, let's see here, chain 2 again, and we're going to go back again just one more time. We're going to go back down with half double crochets. Okay. Just one more time, all the way down with half double crochets. Okay, we're on our last half double crochet here. And now we're just going to make sure that we leave enough, we're going to leave a lot of space because we're going to use this to sew on our eyeball into our bag. Okay, so I'm going to leave quite a bit of yarn there for that. And then you're just going to pull it through just like that. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to attach the eyeball to the bag. Okay, so at this point you should have a completed bag. So it would just be just like this, and you would place the eye wherever you would want to. I did it in the middle. Let's make sure that we get it right here. So I'm going to take all of this stuff and I'm going to put it right in the middle of my eye. And it's just added stuffing for me when I go to sew this on here. Okay, because we do want to put a little bit of stuffing into our eye so that it'll stand out. Okay, so I'm going to put that in there, and then I'm going to take a little bit of the stuffing that I have, just like this, and then I'm going to turn it over. Honestly, this is probably the most difficult part of this, is just shaping this eyeball and making it correct. But you'll just bend this forward with your fingers and you'll have your stuffing there just like this. And I think I'm going to put a little bit more in because we really want our eyeball to pop out. Okay. And I'm going to center it right in the middle here. I'm going to bring it down just a little bit because I need to leave room for a mouth. Okay, and then this is what you can do. You can take your stick pins that I told you you needed in the beginning, and you can just put them in all along the edges to hold your eye down while you're sewing it. Okay, so you get it exactly like you want it to look. You get everything tucked in, you get your stuffing in there, and then, well, that one was bent. And that's what you do. You just put your little stick pins in, get it exactly where you want it. So I'm just doing that right now. Just putting my stick pins in place. Sorry, guys. Okay, now I put my stick pins in place. I'm going to make sure that I have the eye exactly like I want it. Okay. And then I'm going to also put a stick pin up here. Okay. Just like this. Okay. So then what I would do is I would put on my darning needle, and then I would sew all the way around this up at the top, all the way around, you're going to sew your eyeball into place, just like you did with the sides, okay? I don't think I need to show you that. I think you know how to do that by now. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to make a mouth. I have a really hard time making mouths. So what I like to do is I cut off a piece of yarn, okay? A lot of people are probably better at this. They can just sew it on pretty easy, but I end up with a lopsided mess when I do it that way. So I just kind of line it up the way I want it to be. I cut my yarn exactly the way I like it. By the way, if you don't want to do this at all, there's always hot glue. I mean, we're not against doing stuff like that, or I'm not. Maybe some people are, but you could do that. You could hot glue it, do whatever you want to do. But what I do is I place my mouth exactly the way that I want it, and then I take stick pins, okay, and I hold that right into place exactly where I want my mouth, okay? So just like I did the eye, I'm doing the same thing for the mouth. But I'm going to show you, sorry for everybody. I'm going to show you what I do once I get done putting this in place. All along here. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. Then I'll take my black yarn and my darning needle, and I will thread my yarn through just like that, and I'll cut off a really long piece. Okay. Then at the bottom, I'm going to make a slip knot, just like that. And then I'm going to simply start off where I start, where I have my base down from my smile here, or my mouth. And then I'm just pulling it through and I'm knotting it there. So I think I pulled a piece of yarn there. There we go. And then I'm simply going to weave in and out on line with my mouth. So I would just go right along the line for my mouth. Okay, just like this. And I would just go all the way around. You see how that looks? I would just go all the way around with that until I got the mouth exactly the way I wanted it to do. Now what I do is I pull up a yarn, I go under, and then I come back over the top, and then I go under again. Actually, let me do it a few times so that I can show you how I do it. Other people may have better methods, but like I said, I'm really not the best at mouths. So this is just how I do it. Please feel free to do it at any way that you feel most comfortable with. But so I would go back in, catch where I was at previously, pull it through. Well, I'm actually caught on a piece of something here. I don't know what the deal is. But I'm stuck. There we go. Okay. So that's what I would do, is pull it through, and as I go, if I have a needle or something in the way, I can just move it over. Okay, and then you see it would just go flat like that. And then I would go back again, catch it again, just covering all the green in my line here. And I would just keep going all the way across, lining up with my line as I go all the way across. If you ever mess up with this, you can just simply cut it and start over again, you know, whatever you want to do. But that's what I would continue to do, just weaving in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out as I go all the way over here to the end. And then I would leave little lines going down this way. So that is how you make the Monsters Inc. bag. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to ask. If you need the written pattern, please also ask. I'll be glad to send that to you. And I thank you so much for watching. Please enter our giveaway by liking, sharing, and subscribing. If you're on Facebook, please go over to YouTube and subscribe, like, and share, and put under the comments of this video that you've done all 3, and then you will be entered, because right now we are so close to our 50 subscribers. So thanks for watching. Have a great day. Happy crocheting.